Welcome back. If you're just joining us, good afternoon to you. My name is Chilufia Mwelwa. I am your host this afternoon. We will be opening the phone lines a little later on the show. And if you have any questions, contributions, or comments on our theme topic this afternoon, you can get in touch with us. This is the last show for the year 2015. And we're hoping to start 2016 with a big bang, but also closing 2015 with a big bang. I have some beautiful ladies in studio today. And as we talk 2015 women's influence. Good afternoon, ladies. Chola, how are you?
I'm fine, Chilufia. How are you?
Good to have you. Chola is a social entrepreneur and she's doing amazing things, especially in the field of culture and tradition, but also changing the way our young children are learning. If you're not teaching your child how to speak their local language, Chola is going to help you with that. Also on set with me this afternoon is beautiful Chisoma Lombe, Chizo designer. She's amazing. Just look at the way she's looking today. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
You're surprised?
Yeah.
Well, I support ladies.
Well, thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Right, we'll be opening the phone line a little later. Like I did mention, you will probably see the phone number scrolling on your screen and you'll be able to call us and get through to the program and interact with these beautiful ladies. Right, the game changers, women changing the game. I want to start with Chisoma.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Quickly, I know you're an accountant, chartered accountant, but you gave up all that to get into fashion designing.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, it's about influence, having influence. I think I just got tired of doing the
calculating.
same thing, of calculating, you know. I was rising, yes, but then I just got tired of doing the same thing. So, so I started looking for what I meant to be, and this is where I am now. And my influence within just a year has been tremendous. Like I can't believe, yeah, the amount of influence I have.
So you've always had the passion for fashion designing, getting into fabric.
I used to do it, but I thought it was normal. Like everybody obviously
like every
loves
woman
it.
knows,
yeah, everybody
does
woman
that.
should do it, you know. But then it started becoming intense. It started becoming intense, and I was like, I'm more comfortable doing this than, I mean, I could go the whole night just looking at fashion, you know. So it was like my love, and I felt I found the right road.
Yeah, but do you think also that puts sort of like women in a sort of a tight corner when it comes to being judged? You're running away. We want to be considered equal in society. And you were doing fairly a man's job.
Yeah.
In most organizations, you find the men are the accountants. But you left that and went to, designing. And then men will be like, but hey, you want to be equal with us. You're running away from the task.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's not really about that. I feel actually more challenged now than even then. Yes, I was heading a whole department. I was heading a whole department with a lot of men. But then it wasn't challenging, actually, at all. There's really nothing to it, you know. So, because it was too routine. And I find more challenge now. I find more, I'm more challenged now. And yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Chola, for you? You have been doing amazing things as well, having attended the Young African Leaders Initiative as well. That was amazing. Share your experiences in terms of, I know you're also designing. You're doing a lot of things.
Not to her level.
Really?
Yes, I do design, and I think at a very small scale. What I do enjoy designing more is educational materials and workshops around preserving Zambian culture. So that's what my focus is. You talked about the Young African Leaders Initiative. That I went because I was talking about ways of preserving our culture for the next generation and how we're going to package it. So that was really why I went.
Yeah. So here's a young person like yourself, fairly young, and you're talking about culture, which is not a common topic for many young people in this country. Every time you hear that, then you're thinking, okay, they want me to be kneeling down for big people. They want me to be doing this. They want me to be, it's boring. Why should I talk about it? But why was it such a significant thing for you to get into?
I think for me, because there was a loss of Zambian indigenous knowledge, the first being language. Having been away for a while, when I moved back, I mean, we spoke our language a lot, but when I came back, I realized when people my age don't speak as much, or don't speak it properly.
Of their local language.
Of their local languages, they don't speak it properly. And then there's kitchen parties and weddings and all those things, and I was trying to understand what the rules are and what the teachings are and where they're written, or, you know, what are the, I mean, is there a guide? So I think for me, talking to young girls made me go into a lot of research around what our Zambian teachings are, traditional teachings are, especially for young girls. And I found that they're very rich. I mean, there's teachings on health, there's teachings on self-respect, on valuing yourself, on relationships, on, I mean, there's so many other things that came up other than just what's seen on the surface. So most teenagers, when you say culture, they're just like, oh gosh, this is boring. But culture includes even things like fashion. It includes food. It includes behavior. Yeah.
Right. So do you think that, I have two questions here. Do you think that the way girls and women are judged in our Zambian society is a lack of knowing their culture and interest in knowing their culture? And then also, do you think that young people just, you know, don't think it's cool enough to get back to their roots and understand where they're coming from and I'll use a local word here, intambi is. Yeah.
I guess if you don't know, you can be abused. And I find a lot of people just hating Zambian culture and they don't even understand it. So someone's getting married and you ask them, are you going to go through the teachings? And they're just like, I'm never going through that stuff. And you ask them, but you know what is taught? And they're like, no, I've just heard horror stories. So, so I think for me, it's this information was given to them obviously much earlier in life when they hit puberty, maybe 13 to 15.
Was that a wrong time?
I think it's a right time. I think information needs to be given to you in doses at the right time.
Okay.
But now we wait till someone's 30. Someone's getting married at 30. So what you should have been telling them since they were 15, you haven't told them, and you try
in a few hours.
You try and squeeze it into one night, and obviously it will be horrific. It will be exhausting. You'll be thinking about your wedding cake and not focused. Yeah.
Right. So okay, last week I had 3 gentlemen, and these gentlemen have been doing a lot of work around supporting women. They're making music around women issues. One was, encouraging women in relationships and how men should respect women. I just want to know, we have this, been talking about this for a very long time in this country, the issue that women do not support each other. We are our worst enemies. We don't want to see another woman get to the top. We either say, well, she probably slept her way through it. She probably, is somebody's daughter, or, evil things like that. Do you think that is true? And have you experienced that in your work? Because I know that when you talk about fashion designing, Chisoma, you deal with a lot of women. I know there's a lot of men who are, into their feminine side to look good. But there's a lot of women involved in this and also working in the industry. How is it in terms of just getting to network with other women?
I think it's, there's a lot of networking, from my experience. I think a lot of people have an issue with
genuine networking or networking with a pinch of salt? To say,
well, I don't know. For me, from where I'm sitting, I genuinely network, because I am confident in what I do. You know what I mean? I am passionate about what I do. I don't compete with anyone, So for me, I compete with myself. I am preoccupied in doing me. You know what I mean? For instance, Chola is the designer. I can't do Chola. You know what I mean? I can only do me. You know what I mean? It's an art, So unless you don't understand who you are, is where you become competitive. And there's a lot of stress in that. So a lot of people who are really looking at other people have not yet discovered who they really are. But there's a lot of initiatives going on with women, having dialogue, a lot of positive things coming out. We're working together a lot now, I guess. So there's a lot of change. I think I'd like to talk about the positive side of it.
Good.
Yeah, I don't want to dwell on people who are lost. I don't know where they got lost. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but we're moving in the right direction. We're encouraging each other. We're working together.
Right.
Yeah.
Chola, is it the same for you? Being in a country where we have first female vice president for the first time in the history of this country. Is it the same for you?
I think it's getting better. I think we're realizing that there's power in number and partnerships. Just like she's saying, I think we also getting to a point where we're defining ourselves better.
Yeah.
Like before, if someone asked me what I do, I was just like, oh my God, what do I do? But now I can say it properly, and I'm comfortable in it.
Okay.
A lot of what she said is really true. You can network and get stuff off other people. I can think of an example like a photo shoot, as basic as a photo shoot, where you invite someone to do the makeup as a female, you advertise her, then you get someone to do jewelry, so advertise that person's jewelry, and then your clothes, and the models are girls. So as basic as that, we are working together. There are also a lot of groups have come up of young women trying to help other young women. And I think I think the mentorship thing is really growing, and it's a good thing.
It's a good thing, yeah. I asked this question because from what you see on social media, I know that social media is not something to go by, you know, because anything and everything happens there. But when there's a story about a woman who's in a bad situation, the first people to criticize and bring her down and undress her are women.
Yeah.
Why is society so hard, so ununderstanding?
I think it's, well, we're talking about women now, but I think it's more of a Zambian thing. That's what I've noticed.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's more of a Zambian thing. In comparison to other countries, Zambia is really good at bringing a fellow Zambian down. I don't know whether they think that when you bring someone down, then you can go up, you know. And for me, the notion that I've been trying to teach even the people I mentor is that you can all be good. You can
There's enough space.
There's
for
enough
everybody.
space for everybody to be good, you know. And a lot of times you post something and someone just has this thing, a negative idea about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I stay positive regardless of whatever is going on. But there's a lot of negativity. And if you're not strong, you can fall, you know.
Yeah.
I think even just culturally, we are not wired to sing about what you're doing. So if you post on Facebook that I did this or my achievement, people already think, why is she showing off?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're not wired to, or we're not socialized as Zambians to sing your own praises.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we'll wait for someone to sing your praises, but we have a generation now that is comfortable with saying, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is my achievement, celebrate with me. But there are people who are not comfortable with seeing you make such huge progress in your life. So those are the ones we should, I guess, be dealing with and bringing them on board. But yeah, I think it's a cultural thing. We don't, even, I think one of the worst things, I mean, someone coming from heading a huge department is like self-appraisal.
Yeah.
We don't know how to do. It's a
Yeah.
very uncomfortable thing to appraise yourself.
It's like
and
you're
say,
not meant to do it. You're not meant to
Yeah.
praise yourself. Okay, I really praise myself.
Yeah. So like,
That is good.
yeah. So, but
Yeah.
in with women, especially for women, unfortunately, when a woman does do that, the attack will definitely be more because why is she showing off about her achievements?
Right. So now, this 2015 has also seen a rise in, you know, discussions and incidences of child marriages, and mostly it's the young girls that are involved. Are you satisfied as a Zambian woman with the efforts that are being put in place to bring this vice to an end? Do you think as women we must speak more on this issue? We must rise up? Chisoma.
Well, I have a background. I've worked in an NGO. I worked in an NGO for many years, and these are the issues that we dealt with. And I think the voice that we are really trying to bring out is that chiefs, being the heads of, because it mainly happens in the villages where there's, you know, where there's poverty and someone who just want to sell their little girl, you know. So it's really a poverty issue. So so we were trying to work at the level of chiefs in whatever areas to try and because no matter how much you talk, as long as the chiefs are not involved, it won't work. Yeah, because they're the heads of those areas. Yeah. So I think we need to continue talking. You know, eventually we'll, you know, break the stone. Yeah. We need to come out more. I mean, even with what I do, I believe I'm a designer, but I believe what I do out of passion is just a platform. What she does, you know, is just a platform. It's not that I'm meant to just be a designer and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, when I was an accountant, you know, I wasn't passionate about it. I was good at it, yeah. But I had no platform, you know, in that place. But now people call me to talk to them, you know. But so it's about me being a blessing. It's about me having a voice. So I thank God that I have a voice, and I'd like to reach out because that's my background. I'm an activist.
I like that point you brought out.
I'm actually an activist.
Be a blessing to others.
Exactly. That's what it's all about.
The guys last week did mention to be your sister's keeper.
Exactly.
Chola, for you?
I think there's more that women can do. And I think what she said really made me think about using more influential people. Because even if you talk about in the villages, yes, the chiefs make decisions, the men make a lot of the decisions. So if you can involve the men as well, because usually when we want to fight against something, we'll just do it ourselves. We'll march and demonstrate, and if we don't involve any men, but I think we need to show men why it's important and show them some good examples of a girl that got educated, because they need to see the results of what this would do. Success stories. We need to share more success stories around why it's important to educate a girl, why we should delay marriages, even for her own health. And she can also be able to provide more to her parents if you educated her. I think there's much more we can do, and involving men a lot more as well.
Okay.
And then I think the other thing also is, when we were growing up, there used to be education. I mean, what do you call them? People who'd come and talk to you in the schools.
Your career guides.
Career guides. Yeah. I don't know if they're there still, but I believe the departments are still there in the government, and there's actually people employed for that. So we used to have these people come, and we learnt a lot from that. They would always come in and they would talk to us. Like every term, you'd have someone come in. I don't know how far that is, but I believe they're not talking. They're not talking to. So for me, I think it's also an opportunity for us to just be part of that sort of system, and be able to go out and talk, out of passion.
Right. So that for me translates to being somebody's mentor.
Exactly.
Taking somebody on and sort of showing them the way, if it's issues to do with culture, tradition, and whatever passion they have. But also, we spoke about this last time you were here, Chola. We spoke about how when you hear the word mentorship now, you're thinking of somebody coming from America or the UK, somewhere out there to come and mentor you. When we have these mentors in our homes, our aunties and our grandmothers and our sisters and our cousins, our older cousins, are our mentors. But have we just sort of discarded them now? We were just looking at mentors from, somebody from the UK came. They were speaking to girls, I know, Chola, you're mentoring girls in Mtendere.
I think, it's just that it's a foreign and new word. So we'd like to put mentorship in a box, and it's safer to be in a box. But we get mentored our whole lives by even each other. I mean, we can sit and mentor each other, and I guess it's such a powerful thing for girls. I mean, like you're saying, in Mtendere, those 40 girls, I can already see changes just with mentoring from me and also from each other. And I also take other women when I go there just to talk to them, that they can see other examples of women doing well, success stories, as we're saying. Because sometimes we think the poverty and the early marriages are in the villages. But even here, I mean, Mtendere is like not too far from here. But when you hear the stories there, the early pregnancies, the girls at 17, 16, you ask them, what do you want to do? They're just like, I just want to get married. Yeah, so...
like it's the only way out.
It's the only way out. So there's still a lot of mentorship that we should still talk about. And the more we talk about it, I guess people realize this is a serious thing that we can do.
Do we have enough positive female role models in this country?
I think they are. It's just being shy and not wanting to talk about their successes. But it doesn't mean a person must be like a minister to walk into Mtendere and sometimes we just need someone to walk in and just listen. Sometimes they just go in and listen, and some of their problems are very basic, and because they're teenagers, they think the whole world hates them, and the whole world doesn't even know them. But they just need someone to just tell them, no, this will pass. I mean, they're fighting with hormones and all those things, so yeah.
Okay, right. We're opening the phone lines now. You can call us on the number on your screen, and we'll be able to get and chat with you on the program. Let's talk about who's mentoring you guys. You obviously haven't reached this level where you're able to influence people in your various, careers. You have people who have helped you rise to this level, Chisoma, in accounting, obviously, in fashion design as well.
Yeah. Well, maybe to talk about, because I'm not actually a qualified designer. I'm a qualified accountant.
It's passion.
It's a
that
passion,
drives you.
yeah. It's a passion that drives me. So I think I got my mentorship from a grandmother of mine, Mrs. Kapumpa, Mrs. Sanga Kapumpa. I started from her because she's a designer. She's a qualified designer. So she mentored me through all this, like how to cut and all that. And I mean, she's a good teacher. So I used to sit under her, and she would just explain a lot of things.
Did you have to ask her, or she invited you to say, oh, I see you have this interest, come over to my house? Because I think that's also another problem. Having somebody who you can approach easily to say, please, Chilufya, I like the way you do your work. Can I just shadow you for a week and just see how you do your work? And then people are like, no. I don't want you to shadow me. Yeah. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, well, she's, like I said, a grandmother. So I was always at her house. Okay. And she had a lovely factory. And I used to be with her. When she's doing her stuff, I'd go there, But there was a time when I made the decision, I just told her, I'm coming to spend the night, and I am coming to learn. And that night, I remember it was Independence Day, the 24th of October. And I just spent the whole night cutting, and I took it upon myself. I took it upon myself to go and learn, whether she liked it or not. Yeah. I was just there.
Okay. Chola.
I think at different stages of my life, there have been different mentors depending on what's happening.
Okay.
I think very early in my life, it was my dad. My dad's a librarian. He's retired now. So he was very into documenting everything. I think that's what I do a lot of now, is just document stuff. I have no accounting background. My background is very social science. It's okay. Thank you.
I don't have that either.
Yeah. So my background is very social sciences. It's politics and sociology. So I meet at least every other month Mrs. Beatrice in Kanza.
Okay.
And I sit over lunch, and because I'm a creative, we can just get creative and not do the numbers.
All right. Let's get one call before you finish. Before you continue with that thought. Hello. Oh, call us back, and we'll get chatting in studio. The number is on your screen, and you can get through to us. Yeah. So and that is a person who we've seen in the media. She's doing wonderful work as somebody who's working in the financial world. So for you, it was just about this person. What did you look for when you were picking her?
I heard her speak at an alchemy meeting once, and she just spoke about basic financing and budgeting and how to budget things in your life. And I sent her an email, and I said, I would like to meet you for lunch, and I'll pay. And she said, okay. So I think this is our 3rd year, and we meet every other month, and she just helps me go through saving and what am I working on, and is it bringing in money? Whatever's not bringing money, let it go. Because I think I can get into like 3, 4, 5 things, and some of it is just draining and taking up my time. And like you mentioned, the yearly program was 6 intense weeks of mentorship. Like they mentored every angle of how I think. I wasn't very business minded. I just did things because I enjoyed them. But that's also worked as a mentorship program. Even just friends. I mean, I can sit down with her and other ladies. And we just mentor each other and talk about what's happening in the fashion industry, or just generally how you can save.
And competition is not an issue.
I mean, it does come up. We can't run away from the fact that the competition will always be there. But sometimes it's healthy competition. It makes you sit up and you think, okay, am I sleeping too late? Am I in bed until 10 o'clock? And you go on social media and you're like, everybody's in a workshop. Why am I why am I at home? Yeah. There's a healthy dose of competition that you should take in, and that should make you sit up and not fight, really.
Right. So 2015, for me, I've noticed a lot of women coming up with different organizations to sort of empower society in different areas. I've seen more young people wanting to change society, wanting to bring a sort of something good to society. A lot of young ladies, that is. Why do you think there's such a rise? Is it that now we're realizing how we can contribute to society?
I think for a while there was a very big gap. Yeah. People were very quiet, and they were like in a shell, But I think a lot of people started coming out and being confident in what they were doing. And I think people started, I guess it's also a sort of mentoring. also, where people look and see, oh, but how are you doing this? And when you give talks to young girls, and then they remove their shells, and they also want to be them, you know. So I think there's been a lot of these programs where people interact, and then people are making decisions to make a change. Like even in politics, a lot of people were looking to those people who've been in politics for
a very long time.
For a long time. And we thought those are game changers. But I don't think so. I think there are a lot of people with good ideas, a lot of women who have, I think Chola should join politics, for instance. She has a lot to contribute. Ooh. So I think we're coming out now and we have no apologies to make. Yeah.
Okay, so women are taking the bull by the horns.
Yes, we want change, and we are mothers, you know, and we are really passionate about change because it affects us. Yeah.
All right. 2016 coming, you know, and obviously we're seeing more of these projects, more of these programs going to get to high speed. What do you see, first of all, for yourself in the year 2016, and also just for the Zambian woman? What is it that they should do to be able to be a game changer, to be somebody who can contribute to society and bring about some form of goodness?
For me, I always have the same advice regarding how you need to become a game changer. For you to be a game changer, you need to follow your passion. You need to move in the road that you need to wear the right shoes. And whatever it is that you're meant to be will just follow you.
But how do you know which ones are the right shoes? You try them all?
Okay, well, I don't know.
Some women have done tomatoes, onions, mushrooms, mangoes, tailoring, everything, cake, whatever.
Yeah.
How do you know this is for me? Because somebody else, because Chola is doing it, so let me do it.
Yeah. So for me, I always say my journey is a spiritual journey, and I can only advise that way because that's how I found myself. For me, I had to do a lot of intense praying because I told myself, I am God's creation. Why did he send me here on earth? So I had to do a lot of prayer and fasting.
I'm going to stop you there. Yeah. Hello, Chola.
Hello, this is Waya.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, we can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead, we can hear you.
This is Walia.
Great. Go ahead, Walia.
Fine, and you?
I'm good. I'm good. Okay. Thank you, Walia. You're a very supportive woman. We are grateful for your call. Please call us back. The number is on your screen. Yes, you were talking about how this is, for you, this is spiritual.
Yeah, well, for me, I can only advise what I've been through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was lost. And I used to wake up and I'm wondering, who am I? Why am I not satisfied? And I look at people and I'm thinking, that person is so passionate. How come I'm not passionate about anything? You know, so then I started saying, Lord, okay, hello, why did you create me? And I went on a spiritual journey, praying and a lot of fasting. And then boom, suddenly, I just have this passion like I can't even sleep. You know, like it started overpowering me. So for me, I can only explain it in that way. And once you find that place, you know, you can never be encouraged. And I always tell people, whatever it is that you're doing, if you're slack in what you're doing, and people have to encourage you to do it, then there's a problem right there. Okay. Because you can never encourage me. You cannot encourage me. I'm and I'm moving. You know what I mean? Whether people like it or not. I can't even see people. You know what I mean? So it is a good place to be. I mean, I can't believe that I could get here, you know, because it's a beautiful journey that is, you know, you have a lot of motivation, even if you don't have to sleep, but you get that satisfaction. So that is what will make a person be a game changer, because it comes naturally. Yeah.
Okay. Chola?
I think for me, dealing with girls, one thing that I ask them, I think, whether it's a rural or urban girls, is when you grow up, what do you want to become? And it's the usual lawyer, doctor, this. And then I'll say, okay, so imagine your parents are not listening, nobody's listening. What's the one thing when you sit up at 3 a.m. that you really want to do and you're not allowed to be shy about it? They will say things like musicians, I just want to learn how to play guitar, just like fun things. I just want to sell stuff. I just want to have a shop. I want to own this. And I think as we mentor, we should encourage girls to just follow that passion, because a lot of the times our society judges us very harshly.
Okay. On harshly, we stop there. Hello, caller?
Hello, madam. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes. I would love to contribute to the same program. Yeah, I'm fine. Yes. I'm really loving that women should really be participating in some of these issues going around our country, and more especially in homes. Like, I'd love to give an example, like what happened in the morning. I went to my dad after I applied for a plot, and I'm requested to pay 10 pin. So now I only had the 6 pin, and I went home to my dad, asked for the rest of the money. And dad said, no, I can't give you. And I imagine if dad was the final person to say, to give the decision on that one. But, lucky enough, mama, to come out and say, hey, come on, it's a big thing that he wants. It's okay, just give him 4 pin, but it's better you tell him to say he should be giving you back, since I'm also in employment and I'm working, which was a good thing. Better that gives me that 4 pin, I pay for the plot, and in future I continue giving him back, of course, his money. And of course, you look at a contribution which she made, very important and very helpful. Therefore, women should always contribute in everything, whatever is happening in the house, whatever is happening in the society, in the country, come out and, of course, contribute. You, most of the time, give a very positive contribution. Yeah. This is Michael calling from Freedom.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much for your contribution. And those are the stories that even last week I was, sharing with the gentlemen that were here. They were raised by, for example, Mark 44 was raised by his sister, and B-Flow was raised by a single parent, his mother, and they sacrificed so much. Do you think that we women understand our importance in our homes, in our society, in this country, and the value that we have? Chisoma, you can go. Yeah.
I don't think we really realize how important we are. I think we really don't, actually. I think it's up to us as women right now to, as we pass on, for me, I guess it's passing on to the next generation, is to just show them how valuable they are. Because a lot of times society makes you feel like you're just a woman and you're just this. But if you start early enough showing a woman what her place is and how influential she can be in a home, in her community, in government, I think it starts very early. I'm really happy that his mom helped him. It's being a mom of sons, I think I'll probably do the same. But it's usually women who have such a big heart. Even if it's not your direct child, you would probably extend a hand. And I think we need to talk about those things more. We shy away from talking about how influential we are, even just in our homes as well.
And it's just celebrating the everyday woman. It's not, like you said, it's not about being a minister to walk into this situation and, it's about just that woman who takes it upon themselves. Hello, another caller. Hello? 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 Oh, sorry, we've lost you. Right, quickly as we wind up, ladies, we have a cake that's going to come on set. Just quickly, your parting words. We're going into 2016. I know you've given your views already and what you expect people to do, but give me like your top 2 most tips that you could give somebody who out there who wants to go out, a female who wants to go out there and just be a game changer. Chola, just 2.
I think that for me, the first one is you don't have to do it alone.
Okay.
A lot of women, a lot of organizations that we're seeing that are starting now is because everybody wants to leave a mark. But it's not the person, it's not the face of the organization that is the one working. Sometimes your strength is just being the one pushing that something works, or being the admin person and making sure everybody is catered for. I think for me, that's it. It's just partner and learn. Take time to learn as well. When it comes to mentorship, you did mention earlier about a girl coming to just shadow me. I've had girls call, but they all want to be paid. A lot of them want to be paid. They'll say, okay, I'll do it for free. Then they'll say, no, I need transport money, I need talk time, I need this. So I think it's just taking time for the younger ones to learn as well. There's no race. It's not a competition. I think everyone, like Chisoma said, has their place in our society.
All right. Chisoma, for you?
I think for me, it's, I think people need to, even now, well, we have 2 days remaining, right? I think people need to reflect. 2 days is even enough to reflect on who they really are, to just sit and just find a quiet place and discover who they are, or else they're going round and round in circles. And once you discover yourself, I encourage a lot of networking. Yeah, because you can never work alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, thank you very much for coming through to the program. It's our last show in the year 2015. And next year when we come back, we have bigger and better things lined up for our viewers. I hope the camera can catch our cake. This is our final goodbye cake for 2015, just wishing us all the way into 2016. This is by Cassie's Classic Cakes, and you can find her on Facebook and Twitter. She's an amazing, amazing woman who's just doing amazing stuff, following her passion as well.
Yeah.
Cassie, thank you so much for the cake. Well, this is where we wrap up. Thank you very much again for coming through, and I wish you all the best in 2016. And I hope you're setting some goals or something. You don't? You're just going there, conquer the world. All right. Well, this is where we go. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic crossover into 2016. God bless you. Be safe. And always follow your dream. Bye.